Welcome to the Discover the Difference podcast, presented by C3. My name is Mark Zion. I am one of the producers here at C3, along as one of your hosts today. I will be joining Jaime and Gabe, interviewing one of San Diego's local celebrities, Sam the Cooking Guy. I like to call him Uncle Sam because that's what he is, my uncle. Today we're going to talk about how Sam got to be where he is with his YouTube channel and all of his cooking success and all the twists and turns that his career took along the path. And at the end, we'll throw a little curveball at Jaime and Gabe and have them cook a little food for Sam. Stay tuned, we have a lot of fun.
So Sam, we were talking a little bit before we sat down here, and you were talking about the transition and some of the dynamics between the family of going from a secure position in the pharma industry with benefits and insurance and the whole nine yards into your more entrepreneurial roles you've had since then.
Yeah.
Can you walk us back prior to that? We want to hear some of that too, but walk us back prior to that. Was cooking always something that was like in your heart and a passion? Or how did this unfold?
You know, it not only was it not in my heart as a passion, but food wasn't even really a passion when I was younger. I came from a family that loves food. Mark knows that. My mom was an amazing cook. I didn't really pay that much attention when it came to that. But I grew up as a kid that, like the three bears that, couldn't find a comfortable bed, I couldn't find a career path that made sense in my head. I had no idea. No doctor, lawyer, bus driver, teacher, nothing that I would sit in bed at night and think about came to me and went, oh, this is what you should do. I actually followed Mark's dad into the advertising world, not because it called to me, but because I didn't know what the hell else to do.
It just like fell in your lap, or?
No, when it came time to go to college, I went to a 2-year school and I didn't know what to take. I took a marketing and sales program, not for any other reason that I knew I wasn't a science guy, I was a math guy, I knew accounting, that kind of stuff. I mean, I barely count now as it is. And by the way, for anybody young that's listening, all this high math, algebra, that kind of BS, forget it. That is nothing.
STEM is out.
That will be nothing to you when you get older.
We've got a couple high school kids sitting here.
Why do they
taking
waste
notes.
time teaching that? It's insane. They should teach things that are realistic. In fact, take that algebra and teach how to take care of a checkbook, how to balance a checkbook, how to invest money, how to start. That's what they should be doing.
How to figure out a mortgage.
Right. Thank you. Exactly.
All the stuff that you never get taught, and all of a sudden you're thrown into it in the real world.
What's the
how do I
best
do this?
insurance company to think about when you get older, right? Start them, indoctrinate them young into the ways of C3.
We're gonna pull that clip out. That's gonna be a C3 advertisement.
Yeah, so there I was, no idea, and somehow I followed Mark's dad. He was in the advertising business. He'd gone from Vancouver to Toronto to LA, and I went from Vancouver. And so I graduated from school and I want to be in advertising and I don't know what to do. I decided that in those days, this is 45-ish years ago, I guess. In Canada, if you wanted to be in advertising, you needed to be in Toronto. Like if you wanted to be in the movies, you probably go to LA in this country. So my wife and I, my fiance and I moved to Toronto. I tried to get a job in a couple advertising agencies and nobody would hire me. And one that I really liked, this retail shop that did the retail companies, said to me one day, we like you, but we can't afford to hire somebody that doesn't have any experience. So what we're going to do, so that's where we are. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what, hire me for 3 months, don't pay me. So at the end of 3 months, if you don't like me, then you say goodbye and I haven't cost you a cent. But if at the end of 3 months you like me, then you hire me, you start paying me. And not only do I know advertising in general, but I know this company's specific advertising. Like I know where the clients are. I could give me something I can drive to, ABC dry cleaning right away. I know where the copier is. I know this company's specific personal stuff. And the guy looked at me and he went, well, let me think about that. I thought it was a great offer. And he called me back the next day and he said, all right, we'll take you up on your offer. So I got a job.
Did they pay you?
They didn't pay me. They paid my parking in the building because that was expensive. And
That's
3
so
months,
entrepreneurial of you
yeah, exactly.
to do that, though.
So it's come up a couple times, but they came 3 months later and they said, "Success. It's been great. We love you, like you love Mark Zion, who you should go to for all your commercial insurance needs."
I'm going to pull
ZIEN.
that piece out just for myself, my own personal use, if that's okay.
And they said, "We want to hire you." And I said, "You guys, I'm honored. This is great. But I accepted a job yesterday with one of your clients." So now I knew the inside of this company and the company I went to. So I don't know that they liked that, but I did. And that started my little path.
What industry was that?
Oh, it was a sporting goods firm. I went to be in-house assistant advertising manager for a sporting goods company, a Canadian chain.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Why did you
called Collegiate Sports? Why?
Yeah, why did you do that versus
Stay with them?
taking an offer of what they were
Because because they made me an offer before these guys did, and it wasn't about that. But with nothing else on the table, they looked at me, who I had been doing some work with them, and they went, "We like this guy." There's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Something to be said for somebody that comes to you first.
It's like
I used to sell real estate. Sorry?
You felt valued by them.
I really did. I used to sell real estate, and I used to tell my clients when I was selling a house, the first offer you get may not be the best offer, but it's the one you should work with, because those are the people that know what they want. That's an awesome moment we just had here.
Yeah.
But it's true. It really is.
We offered to Mark right away.
Of course.
Just so you know.
First ones. Kind of.
Okay.
It's another podcast on that one.
But you think about it. Somebody, you're looking for a house, and you look at 10 houses and you lose out every time. Something comes on the market. You make an offer right away. You know what you want. You've got it. You feel this is the one. So honestly, the dollars might not be right, but probably that's the offer you should try and work with.
I love that.
So I took them up on their offer. I was there a year and a half or something. And my brother, now again, Mark's dad, came in. He said, "Look, one of our clients is a place called Penguin's Frozen Yogurt. Anybody old enough to remember Penguin's Frozen Yogurt?"
Yeah.
Handful of people. It's a lot of blank
We're
stares
dating
out here.
ourselves.
Yes.
We have too many young people in the audience.
Way too many.
That's the
Yeah.
problem. That's the problem with this world. Too many young people. They know nothing. We should keep them in a cage until they get enough wisdom that they will let them out and they can be useful. I'm only kidding. I look at the youngest person out there. But so he called me. He said, "Look, this company is doing really well, and I think we should buy a franchise." So my brother, my father, myself, and my wife bought a franchise in Phoenix. I'm going to try and make this not a 14-hour story. And we moved to Phoenix, Arizona, specifically Tempe, and opened a Penguin's Frozen Yogurt.
Probably a warm place to have yogurt.
Yeah. It's interesting, though. That's what I thought, too. There's more ice cream sold per capita in this country in Chicago that has weather.
Really?
Than the hot parts of the country.
They don't have to walk around in their bathing suits
I
all
don't
the
know
time.
what it is. They love their cold frozen product there. So we were there for a year and a half, or as I like to say, one summer's worth of Arizona weather, and it is a hot AF. And people say it's like a fire, and I go, "Fish, yeah." So it's really hot.
It's like having a Canadian, and Tempe is like a fish out of water.
Like I went from the freezer to the whatever to the microwave. So it was all good. Didn't know what to do. We were there. The guy that had the rights to Penguins in Tucson made us an offer. We sold it. Left my wife and myself in Arizona not knowing what to do. So I did what many people don't know what to do when they change careers. I went to real estate because 6 months after you start taking the courses, you're selling houses.
You're saying people that don't know what to do go to real estate?
A lot of people do, yeah.
Or insurance.
Or insurance. Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad you're cutting this intro because we haven't even got to the life science company. We covered like yogurt, retail apparel or sports.
Can we get a body count on jobs?
Yeah,
that
advertising.
Can we? Can you count it up for us where we are?
Yeah. So, well, after college?
Yeah, I think
So-
let's start with the advertising. We'll count that as one.
Yeah. Okay. So we advertising, and then before in the gap between when we had the Penguin's Frozen Yogurt open, I sold pizza I sold pizza. I delivered pizza in Toronto. Place called Pizza Pizza, and the deal was 30 minutes are free. And that meant you didn't want to give away free pizzas. Wouldn't cost you as a delivery guy, but it cost the company. The company did not like that.
That's an insurance
So
nightmare.
you were turning your watch back a few minutes as you walked up to the front door if you were late, doing that kind of stuff. It was good. I enjoyed that.
The way he just said it, it's probably not your guys' jam, but it sounded like Polka Polka from Home Alone.
Absolutely.
When John Candy says it, you said pizza, pizza.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
It's pizza, pizza. So
No Home
the Kenosha
Alone
Kickers.
fans. I got nothing. I was trying to do a Gabe
we love
dad
Home Alone.
joke. I got nothing.
All right, so we
need
leave
people to pretend to lap over here.
We leave Toronto. I stopped selling pizza. We actually had like a year stint in Denver where Kelly and I were managing some other Penguins franchisees places while we learned what to do while our store was being built. And then we had that, and then we sold Penguins, and I went into real estate. So that's number 3.
I mean, I
think
got
it's
advertising, I got
4.
sporting goods, pizza.
It was sporting
Penguin.
goods, yeah. Oh, advertising, yes. Sporting goods, pizza, frozen yogurts. Then advertising. Got my license in Arizona. The date came in the mail was the day we decided we wanted to move to San Diego and get away from the heat. So we came to San Diego. Got my California real estate license, which was way more difficult than Arizona. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's much harder.
Is that the same? Would that be the same thing on insurance? I'm not.
I don't know.
But while I was getting my real estate license in California, another job, I worked for Williams-Sonoma. Not because I wanted to be in the cookware store business.
For the discount.
Yeah, because I was walking through Horton Plaza, and this was before Horton Plaza was the place to go to get heroin. Which is,
I'm sure what you said there for a second. I thought you said
It's
haircut.
true.
It was heroin.
It's closed down now, but it turned into a terrible place. You're scared as hell walking.
Was the
through
reason
there
why
at
it's
night.
closed now.
That's the reason why it's closed. But we were walking through there one day, and I'm taking my real estate courses online. It's like a 6-7 months thing, and I'm taking it very slowly. And I say, Kelly goes, "How's it going?" We're walking through Horton Plaza. I go, "I got about another 5 months left." And she goes, "You're getting a job." I go, "Well, I have to do this." She goes, "You're getting a job. I can't just have you at home doing nothing but more than like an hour a day on the computer doing your stuff." And we were in Horton Plaza, and there was a help wanted sign at Williams-Sonoma. Went in, got the job, and within 2 weeks, I was the assistant manager because everybody there was
It was
like,
the longest tenured person.
I know. Everybody there was like 16, and I don't. How old are you? How old are you? 18. So good. Everybody there was 16 and really stupid and didn't give a shit. And I was mature enough that I knew how to take care of customers and care, and I did a great job. It was really fun.
I see you're very intentional about your job, I can see.
Yeah, it's very intentional. Well, I needed something. So now I get my California real estate license. I'm selling real estate, and I hate it. And when I say I hate it, I mean like I don't like it. I hate it.
Why didn't you like it?
He didn't like it. He
I
hated
just-
it.
because he didn't speak to me. I do now what I do because it's I want to be passionate about something. I eventually found that. I think Mark has eventually found that, and we've had these conversations many times as uncle and nephew. I know you're looking thinking, "What? You guys are brothers?" I know, of course, we've had these conversations because similar career path, similar finding happiness in your life path, right? And real estate wasn't my thing, and it doesn't matter that it was real estate. It could have been anything. I started real estate the exact same time another guy did. And he was an accountant that went from being an accountant to being in real estate because on weekends, he would go to open houses. That was something that was important to him. He loved the feel of it. He loved the science of it. He loved everything, the marketing, the whole thing. And he finally said, "I'm miserable at this. I want to do that." So the fact that I was miserable at real estate, it could have been anything. I hadn't found what I wanted to do yet. So I knew it would do something good for me. So now we add to the count because one day I've sold a house to a guy who started a biotech company. I sold him a house. He calls up, he goes, "So I'm now no longer work for Johnson & Johnson. I'm starting my own biotech company and I need a facility. Can you help me find a commercial space?" I was absolutely. He goes, "Do you know like commercial real estate?" And I said, "Absolutely." He goes, "All right, let's start looking." On Monday, I hung up the phone. I went to my manager and I said, "I know nothing about commercial real estate." He goes, "I got your back. It's kind of like residential, but bigger." I go, "Okay." let's do this.
Sounds like good advice.
I found him a place, and in the process of negotiating the rent and all the whatever, he looks at me one day at lunch and he goes, "This is a good relationship." I said, "What?" He goes, "Us working together." I go, "I know, I like this. It feels right." He goes, "Why don't you come work for me?" I go, "In the biotech? I barely managed to get through any science at school." He goes, "I'm not to be a scientist, obviously, but you could be the facilities manager." And I go, "What does that even mean?"
Did he know it took you 6 months to get your real estate license?
I didn't tell Barry that. Yeah. And he goes, "It'd be, it's real estate and some construction, blah, blah." And I said yes. I said yes. Not because I thought that would be my ultimate goal and career, but it would get me away from something that I was miserable about. So, sorry, I've got a flipper. I have this tooth. I'm not going to take it out. This tooth completely was a cap. I was on my way. Sorry for the digression. I was on my way to being a judge at a burger competition a couple months ago. I was driving past the airport going to Seaport Village. Sorry, to what's that in Point Loma? Liberty Station. Just passing the airport, and I go, "What is that?" And my right front tooth came out in my hand, and there was nothing there.
You have to show us. Come on.
And I was like,
Come on. Come on.
it's really bad. Hold on.
Say, this is a party trick. This is a party trick, actually.
Is there a way we could leave a little bit of the home
takes some
conversation
work.
at home?
He's like, no,
I just had it fixed. I'm shooting an infomercial next week. My third one, by the way, in Tampa. I mean, you're just like, I can't follow this guy. What drugs is he doing? Nothing. I had a double espresso over there. That's it. No breakfast.
We should have kept it a single.
But I had it fixed this morning because it wasn't completely level, and there'll be a lot of close face-up stuff for this. So I'm having trouble getting on. I'm not.
If it comes out, are we able to get it back in for next week?
Yeah, that could be a problem.
This is.
We're all worried that it'll get back in.
I'm not going to do it. I don't want to F it up.
It's probably
honestly.
best.
I don't have enough time. Wait. So I'm on whatever that road is going towards Liberty Station, passing the airport, and I go, "Oh, what's that?" This thing came out. My tooth. What the? Holy shit, like there's nothing there. The whole thing is in my fingers. I'm 15 minutes away from having to be on time for this burger competition. So what do? I can't cancel. That would be wrong. So I go to the Vons in Liberty Station and I buy, what do you use for dentures? What's that stuff called?
Polydent?
Polydent. I buy freaking Polydent.
Why do you know that?
A lot of time watching Price is Right when I was a kid.
So I buy Polydent, and Polydent works because there's a lot of surface area on that whole upper lower, whatever you're doing. One tooth, I'm like this. Okay, now I'm driving keeping it there, and I get there and it's good. But I know I can't take a bite because I could probably lose it. I'm just happy that it fell out when it did, because I could have been in the middle and then I would have eaten it. And I had my son's
really
wedding
bad.
a week later, and then what would I have done? Smiling like a hillbilly.
So something tells me that you didn't win the burger contest.
No, I wasn't cooking. I was a judge.
Well, I thought you were going for it.
So I knew I couldn't take a bite like this. So I had to knife and fork it. I told them what was going on, so I didn't look like, oh, he's too good for us. He eats his burgers with a knife and fork. By the way, I just saw Seinfeld last night where George is eating his Snickers bar with a knife and fork. Anyway.
I just have to ask.
The Snickers is great.
For all the Peloton writers out there, does anybody know Cody, the writer? Do you know who the guy is?
I don't know. I don't know anything about
The way
Peloton.
he just moves through things reminds me of Cody, the instructor from Peloton. I don't know. You gotta go on a ride with him sometime and see if you two have some DNA in common.
Yeah. Well, we might. Does Cody have this problem? Because now I've forgotten what the hell got me to this burger part of the story. So I go, biotech, my tooth. How did the tooth come into this? No. Wait, I was let's see. A biotech company, sold the guy a house. I have no idea.
You found him a location.
Found him a location. I'm going to be a facilities guy. I go there. It's all great. Loving it.
Oh, you just went to talk, and I think you felt something off, and
Oh,
it
yeah, a little
inspired
different.
this story.
Yes.
But you
if this is what I'm like outwardly, what must it be like inside here?
Yeah, that's what
I wonder.
That's what we're gonna try to figure out.
So I'm at the biotech company for like 8 years, and 5 of them are good. The 6th year I'm starting to do the 3 bears thing again. I'm not comfortable. I'm not happy. The last 2 years.
You told the 3 bear story before the podcast. I don't know if anybody caught what that was.
No, it's just I couldn't
Did you
find
tell it on
comfort.
here?
I couldn't find a comfortable bed. You know, a euphemism for a career. So now my last year at the biotech company is worst ever. What you see when you watch me on YouTube, in person, on TV, whatever, is real Sam Zion, Sam the cooking guy. I'm happy. I'm upbeat. Mark knows this. Our family is like this. I'd get in my car in the morning to go to the biotech company. I'd drive north up the freeway, and my mood would go south. And as I drove into the parking lot, every day that last year, I'd say, you can bleep this if you want, but if you don't say it properly, it's not the same impact. Literally said the same thing every day we walk in. I would drive into that parking lot. I'd say, not this place again. And that's a
tough place to be.
Horrible, horrible place to be.
Actually, what you just said was the entire inspiration for us creating C3. Our whole industry was people who felt just like what you just described. And I think in every industry out there, there's so many people that will connect to that feeling.
Yeah.
So what'd you do?
So I said, I got to get out of here. What am I going to do?
But you did that for years. So what was the impetus?
So somewhere it just got to the point where I just honestly I couldn't take it anymore. What's that movie? Network. Remember the movie Network?
Yeah.
You don't. No, don't sort of shake your head.
Like, talk about it.
You've heard of the movie Network?
Yeah, but it's like I don't really know it, but my parents talked about it.
Okay. There's a scene in the movie.
At least you didn't say grandparents.
There's a scene in the movie when one guy yells out, "I'm mad as hell and I can't take it anymore." That I finally got to that point. There's an expression: a drowning man will grab at a sword. You can see that, right? You're drowning. Anybody hand you a life raft, a life ring, you'd grab at it. A sword, a sharp sword, you'd grab at it. I was at that point. So sitting in my office one day in the biotech company, I said, here's what I'm doing. I sit at home on weekends with the San Diego Union Tribune Help Wanted General Section. I know you've done this. And I ran my fingers down the column, starting with the A's, right? Accounting, advertising, automotive repair, banking, brake alignment, candy making, computer control, dance instructor, delivery driver. I could go through the whole alphabet. And I was looking for inspiration. It's like I'm looking for the hand of God to touch me on the shoulder when my finger hit one of these things. Finance manager, hotel night auditor. It didn't matter, but I thought that's what would happen. Looking for something that I could do. And if you want to know something? My God doesn't work like that. He was, I'm not going to make it that easy for you, Sam. That's not how this is going to work out. That's like it's like being blindfolded and throwing darts at a board that have careers. That's no way to find a job. So I'm sitting in my biotech office, having decided that's a terrible thing to do. And I say to myself, Sam, what would you do if you didn't have to worry about what people thought about what you did? Making money for your family, that kind of stuff. Just what do you think you would do to make yourself happy?
So fear of judgment played a role in that journey you're on?
Of course, I think it always does, The interesting thing about getting older is that starts to go away. Worrying about what other people think about you, that goes away.
Absolutely. Where do you think that gets rooted in the beginning? Or at least for you?
Where
do you
mean,
think that was rooted?
Outside influence. I don't think that's something that but we always want to please. You're little, you want to please your parents. You want your parents to go, you did a good job. We like that nice work in school, that school project, that kind of thing.
Is your parents like, I want a lawyer, a doctor, or a business?
Yeah. We should not be pushing our children that way. We should be pushing them to do what's going to make them happy in their heart. Because here's the deal, on your last, not to get too serious, but on your last day on this planet, you are not going to remember the planes, the cars, the boats, the trips to Italy and that kind of stuff. This is what you're going to remember. This. We see each other, we hug each other, we kiss, we're tactile, we're that as a family. That's the stuff that is going to be important. Hey, I'm having a freaking emotional moment over here. and you're dropping. Keep it on your lap. This is the stuff that you're going to remember and you want to remember. My kids, when they're around this boy right here, same thing. It's all love. That's the stuff. Your last day, that's what you want. So forget that other stuff. But in the beginning, you're thinking about starting a career and what you want, money in the bank and houses and what people think and see. The hard part is getting to the point where you don't give a shit.
Wait, timing wise here, where you're about to leave the pharmaceutical company, are you alive yet?
Oh yeah, this was I'm in university at this point, I think.
Yes,
right?
this is
or 2000.
I did 2001.
So then he hasn't quite gotten to life after pharma and current state, but do you notice shifts in his energy and personality from prior to after?
Yeah. So in high school, I didn't get to see them a ton in high school. So I went from
LA, San Diego.
So from pretty young, right, the early teens to then all of a sudden, coming out of college, and there was a huge jump. Even so much so that you kind of took off kind of gangbusters. I remember moving down here, and my dad saying, "Hey, your uncle's kind of a celebrity down in San Diego." I'm like, "Sam, for what?"
I have a story about his dad.
Well, but I'm asking because you talked about how your personality is a happy, upbeat personality. So I'm just curious, the toll being almost like imposter, right? In these careers that didn't fit your personality.
But I don't think that. But that sullen, unhappy Sam was really limited to those working hours. Still on the outside was
so when you're with the family, you're in a happy place.
Flip the switch. You would have no
So
idea.
you're really good at faking it then.
It wasn't really faking
Compartmentalizing.
which it probably would be, yes. But no, that wasn't really it. So anyway, again, try not to make this 14 hours. I say to myself, what if somebody ran into my office door and goes, dude, you could do anything you want, what would it be? And instantly my response was, I want to go back to Tokyo. I'd gone a couple of years before with my brother-in-law. He went for business, and I went for my 40th birthday present to myself. During the day, he was at a convention. During the day, I'm wandering the streets of Tokyo alone, eating, traveling, seeing things, having the best time ever. So that day in my office at the biotech company in Carlsbad, I say, I would like to go back to Tokyo. And I'm fairly practical, pretty pragmatic guy. So I go, how could I do that? First thing in my mind, I could become a pilot. And I instantly take that out of my mind because, again, it's a whole math thing. You got to know math and numbers and algebraic BS, whatever it is. So I could be a flight attendant. I could do that. I'm a nice guy. And then I start thinking how I know that flight attendants get treated like people are terrible to them. This kind of stuff. I don't want this. Give me another pill. They're awful. And I don't want to suffer that for 14 hours flying across the world. So no, not that. So I do believe I have an excellent command of the English language. I'm Canadian. Like we speak, I'm also American too, don't hate me. I do believe I speak the Queen's English. I know there's a need for people to go teach English to business people in the foreign countries. I could do that. I would be an ESL teacher. English is a second language. But then I thought, the idea of coming home and telling my wife, my 3 children, our dogs, we're moving to Tokyo. We're going to live in, 18 square feet, and we're going to sleep standing up, lying down is overrated. That was not going to play. So somewhere, literally, this is all happening in about a 10-minute period in my head. I think, what if, based on the trip I took to Tokyo, when I came back and told people I'd done this, they were like, I love what you did, but I couldn't go to a place by myself. What are you going to do? I don't know the language. I mean, for me, that was the fun part. Experience. Don't go to North Dakota again this summer. Go experience some other place. I've always had a love for Asian food, countries, people, and stuff. So that was sort of my focus. I could do that. What if I started a travel show that encouraged people to go to places like that, right? No name, there was a show years ago, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Not quite the opposite of that, but not how to go spend a whole lot of money and travel at that level. Just go for the sake of going. Don't miss out on great parts of the world because you didn't think you could. That kind of stuff.
And was Anthony Bourdain or anyone that had that kind of program on the scene yet, or are you part of pioneering?
No, I don't think they were quite on the scene yet. Trying to remember.
So you literally, this is like modern day.
Wait, before you say pioneer, that was the idea, right? So I quit my biotech job to do this.
And what did your wife say?
They go for it.
100% go for it.
Wow, that's
She's
awesome.
behind me. Yeah, but there's a story to that.
Oh, there's a catch.
And the catch is this.
I'm leaving you.
She knows I'm miserable. She also thinks me saying I'm going to start a travel show on TV is absolute lunacy. It's never going to happen. But she knows I need something to shoehorn me, get me out of the biotech. So she thinks I'll encourage him to do this. He'll spend 2-3 months in the real world. It will fail. Then he'll be forced to find something that he likes. It was a means to an end in her mind. Right about that time, I quit. I'm starting to tell the family about it. I get a phone call. No, I get a conference call from Mark's dad and his uncle, my brother. My two brothers conference call me. Never happened before. And they go, hey, Sam, mom told us what you're doing. Cool. I go, yeah, thanks. They go, just one question. I go, what? And his dad says, what are you going to do when it doesn't work? Not what if, when it doesn't work.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, it was like I was kicked in the stomach. The question.
It's an older brother?
Yeah, 2 older brothers. The question itself, but making it worse was that it came from my brothers. I'm closer to Mark than I am with those 2. I mean, I love them, but we have a much closer relationship than I do with my 2 older brothers. They live in other cities. We don't see each other that much. There's a gap of 10 years between me and the next oldest one. Even though there's a gap of how many years? 20 years. 20. Yeah. But it was the fact that my own family didn't trust, had no confidence that I could pull this off.
So what do you do with that energy?
Let me deliver that line again. It might be one you want. It was the trust. It was the no confidence that I had that they didn't think I could do it. What did I do? I didn't cry, but I was decimated for a bit. I talked to a friend of mine. We'll call her Allison because that's her name. And she was a life coach. And she said she was just starting to do this life coach stuff. And she said, here's what you need to do. You need to just push them out of your head. Forget that. There will always be people that will want to do that to you for a variety of reasons, whether they're jealous, they're insecure, whatever it is, you can't listen to them. Nobody that ever did anything good that made them happy or successful listened to that, because that's the stuff that will wreck you.
Yeah, well, they may have been doing that out of love too, right?
Could have been, yeah, sure. Yeah. And in their own defense, what right did I have to think at 45 or whatever it was, that I could stop this career and start a career about traveling and be on television with virtually no travel experience except for a trip to Tokyo and no TV experience?
Well, it's Walt Disney, right? We all see it at
Yeah.
Disneyland. If you can dream it, you can do it. So like once it comes into your head,
Yeah.
you were the entrepreneur who went and convinced somebody to hire you and not pay you and create your own job.
Yeah.
So you've already proven that you can create those things, right? Is that what you're feeling inside when you make that decision?
No, I wish it was that sophisticated. Here's what it was. I was miserable. I was going to grab at that sword. I needed something. And this to me felt like something that I could do.
What was the trust? Like, because you obviously have to trust in yourself when nobody else trusts you.
Yeah.
Like, where'd that come from?
I think it's just been there. Yeah. You know, I had my wife's trust that, by the way, who the facility person is here? This sure needs some oil.
It's more like who writes the checks.
I had my wife's fake belief in me, and we were best friends. I had no reason to believe that she was BSing me at the time. So if she thought I could do it, I could do it.
When did you find out that that wasn't the case?
A couple years later. She never really, yeah.
So once you had success, she finally
It came out at some point. I can't remember how, and she will not cop to that story now. She doesn't think that really happened. Do I have to hurry this up? I just saw that. I have 10 minutes. I can do it. I can do this in 10 minutes. Here, watch this. Watch this. So I pulled together a little crew. I'm not paying them. We're going to Tokyo and Hong Kong. I managed to convince a hotel association in Japan and the Hong Kong Tourist Board to underwrite the trip. I'm not getting any money. We're getting travel and accommodation. Crew's not getting any money. They're getting a trip to Tokyo and Hong Kong. We're going to go shoot demo footage, come back, try and make a little reel of it, send it out to some TV stations. And the idea wasn't like a 30-minute show. It was meant to be local stations, 2-3 minutes a night for a week. So you imagine on a Friday night, the anchor would be like, "Oh, stay tuned all next week at 11. Well, our travel guy, I didn't have a name, will show you everything you need to know about going to Tokyo." And one night it would be getting there. The next night it would be a little food. Next night it would be a little like, pagodas and, that kind of stuff. Traveling.
So you're on the cutting edge of.
That was my idea. I thought it was a great idea.
Little reels that we did today.
And a month before we were supposed to go, those in the TV world, those are called interstitials. Little short things. A month before I was supposed to go on this trip, 9/11 happened. And I always say the same thing when I tell this story. That day changed thousands of other people's lives much more significantly than it changed mine. But it changed mine because nobody was traveling in those days following 9/11, and nobody was buying a travel show, especially from somebody that had never traveled before or been on TV. So what did I do? I sat at home back in that same seat in my living room where I was going through the help wanted general ads in the newspaper, watching TV, and my wife, Kelly, would go to work and she'd say, "What are you going to do?" And I go, "I don't know, but I'm going to figure it out." And within a week of 9/11, I'm watching morning television, local news, and I see a terrible cooking segment with a proper chef, white chef coat and the stupid toque hat, TOQUE.
Was this like the Today Show or something?
No, it was KUSI in San Diego. It was the worst television segment I'd ever seen. And he's making butternut squash soup. As complicated as you can make it. You know what you need to make butternut squash soup? Butternut squash. You need water would be good. Chicken broth would be better. Salt and pepper, like 4 ingredients. And you've almost got a winner. Now you add some spices and herbs, you're good. This guy was making 1,000 different ingredients in this thing. And instead of using sour cream at the end to give it a little splash of color, a little richness, he used creme fraiche, which is fine. It's just fancy sour cream. But I looked at that and I went, why would he not look at those people watching him and go, like, creme fraiche is just fancy sour cream. At home, you probably got the sour cream. Just use that instead. He made it as complicated as he could. He was trying to sell seats into his restaurant. That's admirable. But I thought, why doesn't somebody do that easier? My wife came home that day and I go, "I've got it." She goes, "You got what?" I go, "I know what I'm going to do. Not travel, cooking." She goes, "That's a great idea." She goes, "Just one thing." I go, "What?" She goes, "You can't cook." I go, "Well, you see, here's the genius part. The genius part is I will do things that I could handle myself. Therefore, I will be my own weakest link. If I can make it, the audience can make it." Called the crew back. We shot a demo. I'm shortening here. I see this conversation going on.
No,
This is like
that's a different cue.
The guy's talking way too much. So I call this little crew. We make this little demo. I send it out to a handful of local TV stations. A guy from what then was the Fox station in San Diego calls me. I go and I interview with him. Says, "We want to put you on. Doing 2-minute segments twice a week." Remember when when the advertising agency didn't pay me? Yeah. This guy didn't offer any money. I didn't ask for any money because I knew I needed them more than they needed me. I needed to learn how to be on television. I needed to learn how to deal with cameras, talk, and stuff like that. That was my training. They gave me a job. I had a 2-minute cooking set, 90-second cooking segment twice a week. They'd come to the house. They'd shoot 3 or 4. They'd go away. They'd edit them. I'd go in. I'd look. I'd go, "Oh, change this, change that." 2-minute, a 90-second cooking segment twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, for a year. It won 2 Emmys. You could win Emmys for real short form stuff. Then it became a half-hour show. On that station, it was also shared by the County of San Diego. Each month, one would do one, the other one would do one. Twice a month, one, the other one. That won Emmys. I have 15 Emmys now. Had a series on Discovery's Health Channel.
Sorry, was that 15 Emmys?
15 Emmys.
I just want to make sure we got
Yes,
that
15
right.
Emmys.
Okay.
What was
Just slide that in there?
I mean, what would you actually win the Emmys for? Like, what was that really
Cooking
differentiated?
food,
They
Gabe.
were they all
that differentiated you.
and for all based on it. I say to people when I'm talking about how great I am in the kitchen, I go, I have Emmys. I have 15 Emmys. I just joke about that. The reality is the Emmys are not for cooking at all. They're for entertainment. That's what Emmys are for. They're for entertainment in certain categories. I can't remember one in a religious category because I did a show about Jewish food, and we cut in some stuff about being Jewish and some Yiddish words and some stuff from my son's bar mitzvah at the synagogue. It was great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Plus, you can cuss in Yiddish and people won't notice.
it's true.
Did they pay you for those 2-minute segments? I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
curious.
After a year, I started getting paid.
So you did a whole year of it pro bono?
No money. Yeah, I was part of what helped the market crash back in the 2000s because I kept refinancing my house to pay for our life. Thank God I had equity.
Your wife was cool with that?
She was cool with that. We were younger and dumber, and it was moving towards something. Right. When I started getting paid my second year, and I got $200 a segment. So do that math. $1,600 a month. Is that right? $1,600 a month. So for my first 2 years, I averaged $800 a month.
Did she ever put pressure on you? Because she's carrying you through this time, right?
Yeah, basically. Oh, we had those conversations. I did one day call a bankruptcy company. And I said, Kelly, I have to do this. I don't really know. I don't see any other way out. And I don't remember what it was, but something happened within days of that. I started getting paid more. Oh, I had a series on Discovery's Health Channel. Discovery came and said, we want to do a series with you. So I had a series there for a year. And then Oprah bought the network and it went away. Oprah bought the network because every little girl grows up having to have her own freaking network and then kick guys like me off because I don't somehow live into her mantra of how to live your best life. What nonsense is that?
How do you feel about Oprah?
Fine. Don't. She cried when Gail King went up on the little air thing and the jet and it came down and kissed the earth and I don't know. Stop. Whatever. It's all silly stuff. That's another podcast. So
you came really close to bankruptcy and
came close. And things
like,
started to happen. TV started to happen. And then YouTube. My oldest son, Max, came one day and he said, listen, TV is going to go away one day. YouTube is becoming a thing. You should be on it. And I said, okay, what's the plan? He goes, I want to be part of it. He was about to go to law school. And he goes, I don't want to go to law school. And I'm a parent. My knee-jerk instinct was, no, you go to law school. That's an amazing thing. You've studied hard. You've worked hard. That's what you should do. And he looked at me and he goes, I know I'm not going to be happy. I've worked at a law firm all summer. I don't think I can do that. And how could I look at him and say, you can't do what's going to make you happy when I had the same path?
Well, it's interesting that your initial reaction was,
of course,
to do what society wants.
Right. And so I said, all right, let's do it. If you look at our early YouTube stuff together, I'm me. I'm Sam the cooking. I'm the same. The production values are complete because he knew nothing. They're awful. His learning curve was not this. It was this. And our work now together is better than any television I've ever done. But so now, to get us to the point where you guys get to cook, I now have almost 4 million subscribers on our YouTube channel.
That's awesome.
YouTube is the best platform. 1,000 times better than television ever was. Ever. I can say what I want. Not just that I can swear. I can do what I want. I don't have a manager, a station manager, a producer somewhere in the background saying, I don't know, the camera's on the Apple a little too long. Can you take it off? I don't like that transition. Can you fix that?
Imagine if you had denied him, your own success might have been impacted by that.
100%. But listen, here's the point of the whole story. Then I'll stop. The reason I get to talk about all this today, the reason I believe I am so happy and successful is because I followed one thing. I wanted to do something that I was passionate about. I've talked this talk before. I've had a teacher come up to me after and say, I love you, inspire me. I want to be in acting. I think I might quit. I go, quit what? Just quit being a teacher. I go, okay, the number one, you have to understand, I believe teachers are the highest pedestal that we can put anybody on. You teach our children. God knows I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. They'd be morons if it was me there. You guys are teaching
They
our
might cuss
children,
more
right?
too.
You spend almost more time with them each day than we do as parents. But let's just play this out a little bit. Let's say you quit being a teacher and you want to become an actor. What if you suck? Everybody thinks they're good at what they do. What if you're legitimately not good? Then what have you done? Then you put yourself out there. Did you listen to what I said? Because I basically jumped off a cliff in the dark into water that I didn't know was down there. I took a chance. It worked for me. Don't assume it will work for you. You never should. A lot of things happen to make it work out for me. So what if you're no good? I go, here's my suggestion. You don't quit being a teacher. You start working for community theater. A little bit, chip away at it a little bit. Maybe you find that you're good. Maybe you find that community theater is enough to fulfill you. And if it is, I think that will make you a better teacher. But maybe you find that you don't like acting, but you like being around the stage. You want to be a stage manager, a costume designer, lighting, or something like that. These are the little things that you won't know until you start doing it. So don't jump yet. Do some of this. Find out what's going to work for you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you fulfill that part of you by doing community theater, weekends, nights, that kind of stuff. And if it turns out you're a great actor, then you quit, then you got a plan. But don't be stupid like I was.
Well, it's interesting that your advice is to play it safe when you didn't.
Yeah.
Or it's more like testing, beta testing.
I don't think I would. I mean, look, would I, knowing what I had gone through, given the same opportunity, would I do the same thing? I don't think I would. I think I would A/B it, like the beta testing. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're on YouTube.
Now I'm on YouTube.
What do you have? Few followers there.
You do.
I was watching one earlier today, and how do you make ramen erotic? You were talking about that.
Yeah. What's? I was talking about this?
She's like, I don't remember that.
Holy I got to go back and watch that episode. Wait, what did I do?
Well, I think that's where people connect,
I get you. Yeah. Here's what I think I do well. I think I break down the cooking process well. People have said to me, don't you wish you went to culinary school? I go, you know what? If I went to culinary school, I'm naturally going to pull that terminology and that technique out of my pocket. And for a guy at home sitting on his couch, it's that creme fraiche BS. You're not going to look at a guy. My goal is that you looked at me on TV and you went, that looks delicious, but it also looks like something I can make. Like if that fool can make it, I can make it. That was the goal. So whether it's making it erotic or making it understandable or approachable, that's the thing that I think I do well. I don't use language that proper chefs make. I always call Sam the cooking guy was a very intentional name. There is no test to be a chef, like a lawyer or a doctor. You don't have to pass anything. I believe a chef is somebody who's come out of the restaurant world or at the very least culinary school, neither of which I've done. So for me to call myself a chef, it was a bit of a stretch. Anybody can put on a white chef jacket and call himself a chef. I thought that was reserved for people that had that experience and education. I didn't want to detract from what they had. So I was going to go, I'm a regular guy that cooks. Hence, I was Sam the cooking guy. But now people call me chef. I don't fight it anymore. I don't argue. I go to an event. I'm chef. They call me Chef Sam. I go do an event and other chefs will come by. I go, Chef, how you doing today? And I go, I'm fine. I don't correct, but it was intentional.
I think that's going to be a good segue to test. If you can really break it down for a couple knuckleheads to put it to the test.
If Mark, we can.
We're going to do a first ever different rapid fire. You want to tee us up?
We are, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to do a rapid fire today. You fine gentlemen are going to be our cooking guys here in the studio. And we'll give you a couple different ingredients, and you have to use your creativity and your cooking skills to make something that Uncle and I will go ahead and judge. And it's kind of funny that I'm getting to judge with him, because the last time we were in a contest where there was judging,
don't even.
He might have been on the wrong end of a decision I made, which I still stand by.
Mark's
your egg was overcooked.
Mark's cousins, my sons have their own channel called Sons of Sam. And every so often, they used to do this competitive thing. They still do sometimes. They each make the same thing and who's better. And sometimes I would judge it. Sometimes somebody else would. I jumped in one day. We all three made something, and Mark was the judge, and his was a bullshit response.
You can't help when it's bad judging.
There's some resentment in here.
He chose one of his cousins. Fortunately, we're on the same team today.
We are, which is great.
And by the way, he's qualified. That day he wasn't, but he is qualified because he does 99% of the cooking.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. I love my
all
wife,
the men in the Zion family, not your father.
No, skipped a generation.
Skipped a generation. Mark, my boys, me, we all do the cooking in our relationships. All of us do. And happily too. Do you guys cook?
Yeah, I cook, but actually my wife started cooking off of your show. You were the first person who broke it down in a way that, she was like, "This is safe enough that I can try to test it." Has
honestly,
your cookbook, the whole 9 yards.
Could not get a better compliment. Honestly, it really is. It makes me very happy.
Yep. Before we jump to that, one quick story. I came again. Uncle Sam. He was known more for a comedian when we were kids, right? He used to perform at my brother's birthday parties all the time to lackluster applause from a bunch of 12-year-old boys that just wanted to go jump in the pool, but it was a good try. And so when I came back from university, I landed. My dad's like, "Hey, your uncle, he's kind of famous in San Diego. For what? The cooking. Sam cooks." Right. So that was it was such a shocker that he was doing that and doing well. But I can remember when my first weekends went to IKEA. Right. I'm here, fresh out of college, I have an apartment. I have nothing to sit on. So go to IKEA. I'm looking for a couch, and we can't go 10 steps. "Hey, Sam," which made the other day was awesome. "Hey, Sam, that sandwich was great. Hey, Sam." So we finally get out of IKEA. It took us 2 hours to buy a couch, right? Just trying to get through the place. Everyone's talking to him. "Sam, what'd you make that was so good?" He's like, I had a bagel. I'm like, okay. And then, "Well, what'd you do?" He's like, "I had some turkey. I threw it in a pan." Okay. I put a piece of cheese on it and put a little water and covered it. Okay. And I mixed a little mustard and mayonnaise together, and that was it. I'm like, no, these guys, you had like 20 people stopped you. He's like, "That was it. I just made it easy for people to look at." So people are sitting there like, "I've got a bagel, I've got turkey, I've got cheese, I've got this in my I can do that." And all of a sudden people feel like they can do it, and it's kind of the step down. So just speaking like to your wife, it just kind of gives them that breaks down that barrier to entry and makes it really, really easy. The fact that you
I forgot about that.
That's a good one, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I remember that story every day.
Yeah.
Especially when I drive past IKEA coming here to work. So yeah, it's great. He would take cheese. I don't know if anyone saw the early episodes and be like, "Oh, I'm done with this cheese," and just chuck it in the fridge. And people would love it, and they'd always ask me, "Hey, is that really his house?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that fridge is a mess." But yeah,
Hasn't gotten any better.
It's not getting any better.
Should see my cutlery drawers. Oh
but
my
yeah,
God.
He just breaks it down really easily. So hopefully you gentlemen can break it down pretty easily for
We're
us.
expecting big things.
I'm feeling pretty nervous.
I didn't even know we're doing this.
Sushi is going to be the challenge today. We got a bunch of different ingredients. It's up to your interpretation to save us a trip to the hospital. No raw fish will be harmed in the cooking.
Yeah,
of this
we don't want that.
So we have a lot of different ingredients that might or might not go in sushi rolls, and we want you to be creative and think outside the box.
All right. I'm not sure if this is fair because Jaime is a sushi chef.
Oh, you're crying already. Listen, did you not just hear the young man here say what I would did miraculous things with a bagel and turkey and cheese?
It doesn't have to be
but
complex.
You eat sushi like once a week, so I mean,
Yeah.
like we're even.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, great sushi. I do not like the name of the place.
Shino is my favorite.
No,
just
he calls it
props.
Ken's sushi. This thing.
Ken Sushi's workshop.
I
Yeah.
don't want to go where guys practicing. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, but remember this. People will say to me, I would never have you over, would not want to cook for you. To me, cooking for someone is like the most personal thing that you can do. We just had Mother's Day. My advice is always this. Don't take your mother out, and don't tell me if you've done this. Don't take your mother out for brunch or lunch or dinner. What is that? Anybody can take money out of their pocket, but making something, as humble as that may be, says, "I really care about you enough to do this." So if somebody invited me over and made a grilled cheese sandwich and simple tomato soup out of a can, I'd be so honored. I'd be humbled. That'd be great. Don't think that I'm expecting layers of truffle and foie gras. I know that's not over there, but it's not fancy is not necessarily what's going to impress me.
He wants love,
or
Gabe.
nephew. right?
No,
Just good.
I hear that your nephew's a tough judge. So
He's a that's what he is. When it comes to judging, let's just call it what it was. That day, you crushed me. And the egg, admittedly, slightly overcooked, but you know what I did? I took a poached egg, and then I breaded it, and then I deep fried it. So you got crispy on the outside, and their yolk was not as runny as it could have been, but I was dealing with those two idiot boys of mine on the other side. I was probably rushed for time.
Distracting
I
you.
got, no points for creativity. That's the problem. He just went straight to a cousin. That's all I expected.
The creativity was great. The egg was overcooked.
It's okay.
And, maybe we'll
It's a whole
we'll do it
dish.
again.
Take the whole. I will, unlike Mark, I will take everything you put on the plate into consideration, unless it's a little side weird thing. Then I'm not going to judge that.
But literally, egg is the first
Okay,
word.
come on,
like in
come on.
the eggs
Come
Benedict.
on, we
It
can
should
let
be
it go.
proper-
Let it go. I don't think so.
We're on the same team today. All right, so gentlemen, when we come back, let's get you rocking and rolling. All right, gentlemen, here we are, contest, right? Head to head, mano a mano, right? You have very similar setups, or I should say identical setups in front of you. You have an extra knife, we're not quite sure why, but just for, keeping
I'm
track of
comparing
what's
the
going on. And so a ton of ingredients here. We got some fresh veggies up front. We have some Spam, some hot dogs, chicken, pickled beets, I think it is, some crab, a bunch of ingredients, and this is open to interpretation.
You know what I see? I see a Sam the Kung guy knife down on that end.
Look at that.
Whose is that?
Oh my gosh, this thing?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of a nephew would I be if I didn't bring
Yeah,
that
good
in?
man.
Well, maybe we'll show him a
Attaboy.
t-shirt. Show him the t-shirt later.
Yeah.
It's okay. At the end, we might have a t-shirt as well. So
I'm already disadvantaged. He's got the good knife, and I've got.
Well, that's why he gave you two. What does that say? One cooking guy knife is worth two of somebody else's.
I took this side with the Spam and the hot dog to keep the enemy away.
Well, that's because I'm Jewish. I can't do the Spam.
Wait, can you guys?
Yes, you can.
we have, for taste testing purposes, yes, it is.
No, he's Jewish too. He doesn't do Spam.
I'm not an Orthodox one.
That's what we're talking about. Okay. Fire away.
I'm putting
You're
that on
10
you
minutes.
now.
And you want to count them down?
Yeah. 3, 2.
Wait, what are the rules?
Just make something
Make
delicious.
a roll. Make a roll.
Creativity,
Be creative.
looks, taste.
Okay. We
You
got it.
I feel stressed. This is more stressful than work.
ever seen a cooking competition before? It's pretty
Gosh.
simple. Make something that's going to make us go, oh, this is the one that should win.
Yeah.
Go.
And good, go. And as Sam says, you make it look pretty because you always eat with your eyes, right? You look at it. All right, Sammy boy, while you're over there,
Yeah.
right? We have maybe a few questions for you.
Okay, great.
So I know you've done a lot of television shows, right? You've
Yeah.
been special guest host on maybe some broadcast and news
Yes.
shows, that sort of thing. Met a lot of celebrities.
I have.
If you had dinner with a couple celebrities, who would they be? Between Guy Fieri and Kathy Lee Gifford, which one of those would you rather have dinner with? Because I know you love both of them. You're a huge fan of both.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
I feel like I know Guy Fieri's story. I've seen him enough.
Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. He's not my cup of tea. Kathy Lee Gifford, though, because I get to learn about a completely different business that I'm not in. And
Absolutely.
that interests me more.
That'd be pretty good. And you guys are good friends, you and Kathy? I feel like you guys had some interaction back
We did
in the
have
days.
an interaction. And you know what? After that, we were like this.
Got it. Sam
It's
was
the other
yelled
one
at
that-
on the, what was that, the Today
The
Show?
Today Show, I
By
got yelled
Kathy
at.
Lee.
But we're good. I'm not friendly with the other
where
one.
did that
How
come from?
Copy. She
Perfect.
doesn't like me.
So what are we starting with
Somebody
first?
steal the
Can I
avocados
tell you
here.
something? We're starting really effing slow
Oh my
is
gosh,
how we're
it's
starting.
10 minutes, guys.
You guys,
You have 10
oh God,
minutes.
this scares the, hey, jeez, God. Oh my God.
He's hiding the avocados. By the way, Jaime, it's not quite fair because Jaime did go to a full course on making sushi.
Well,
Full
I'll tell you
disclosure.
something.
We did not know that.
What I'm seeing going,
not
what
that
I'm
I'm
seeing going on with the avocado is not giving me any confidence
This
in that.
avocado's elite.
So don't worry about it.
Sammy boy, what do you hate doing in the kitchen? What's your least favorite thing to do?
Least favorite thing to do in the kitchen. I'm trying to think of something other than cleaning because you have to clean.
Everyone has to clean.
Everybody
It's one of
has to
those
clean.
things.
People
Peeling
that don't want to
potatoes?
do that. Even peeling is. I peeled a lot of stuff yesterday. I don't think there's anything. It's a terrible answer, but I'm happy. I just like being in the kitchen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that an acceptable answer?
Yeah, I'm going to need something a little bit better as we go through some
Okay,
of these
sorry.
questions.
Shit.
That's
Well, I answered the
that
first
that
one.
wasn't great.
So I'm 1 for 2.
Yeah, oh, it's all right. How about if you were in a movie?
Yeah.
Would you be a villain? Would you be a hero? What would you want to be in a movie? If they're casting and you're saying, hey, there's a role out there, the new Avengers movie. Do you want to be one of the villains or do you want to be one of the superheroes?
No, I don't have any interest in being a superhero. And I like I like dramas more than as you say in this country, dramas. I would prefer to be, I think I prefer to be a villain. I think it's a more interesting character. You can probably do more with it. So, I like it. And I'm a nice guy, so you wouldn't expect it coming from me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, a little, you want to be opposite.
Yeah.
Perfect. Gentlemen, how are we doing? We're on to cellophane, which is great.
We're progressing.
Seaweed down, some
No.
rice.
I'm trying to watch what he's doing because he's got a little bit
Ignore
more.
him. There's nothing beautiful going on over there. And I'm not trying to take your side, especially because you're Jewish. I don't want anybody thinking I'm playing the J card, because I'm not.
Come on, we're brothers.
You're,
It's more like brother in.
That's funny. That's good.
well, you're on death row, right? Death row.
Yeah.
You've done something awful, whatnot.
Yeah,
sadly.
yeah.
Your last meal. What's your last meal on death row?
It's going to be a Benedict of some kind.
Okay.
There's going to be a running yolk.
Make sure
Runnier than
that
that one. It may be that poached egg, deep fried one, crispy outside, but it's 100% going to be a Benedict.
Crab?
My favorite, potentially.
I love crab.
Yeah, my first book, I probably couldn't call it this today. I made a Benedict that had steak in place of the ham, and it was a bagel in place of the English muffin, and in place of the hollandaise was gravy, and I added French fries to it. So I called it a Manedict. It's a little sexist now, but that was years ago, 2007. You could do that then. Now, no, but definitely a Benedict, or 8 of them because I really loved them.
So good. So good. Jamie, first meal that you cooked for your wife when you guys were dating. What was that?
I don't know. I remember she came to Kansas City and I took her to a Spanish tapa place and she was pissed. She was like, why would you take me to a Spanish tapa place when I come to Kansas City? And I was like, admittedly, I was trying to impress you. And she's like, I just want to go to somewhere like barbecue and like really authentic Kansas City. I was like, you're Filipino from California. I thought you'd want something cool. So I took her to a Spanish tapa place and she thought I was an idiot for it.
Well, the conversation must have been good. She stuck around, right? Yeah. Absolutely. Hey, have you ever made anyone sick with your cooking, Sam?
Not that I know of.
Got it.
I did.
Do you know? Do you know that I have?
I don't know.
Hey, do you see the look I got?
I don't know either.
Yes.
He's like, are you sure, Uncle? Don't you remember August of 2019? Everybody throwing up? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. You ever? You've done some dinner parties, right?
Yeah.
People come over, or you go to their
Yeah.
house. Have you ever sent out a dish and just shaken your head after it's gone out and been like, that was just trash? And what was it?
No. I tell you what I have effed up. I've screwed up on shooting. We had a pizza day we shot many years ago, and I changed my mind early that morning, decided to make a breakfast pizza that absolutely did not work out. There was an egg on it with no runny yolk. But I did a class years ago at my house, and it wasn't a class. I'm sorry. It was a dinner party, private one, a dozen people. And my dessert was going to be baked Alaska. You know baked Alaska? Baked Alaska, for those that don't know, is think about a ball of ice cream with really hard, heavy beaten meringue over the top, and you freeze it. And it firms up, the ice cream firms up, and then you torch the meringue. It gets beautiful, lacy brown edges on the white thing. So I go outside to my freezer to get this, and I open up the freezer, and it's not there, and I close the door. And you know, when you expect something to be there, you look again. I looked again, it wasn't there. I'd made it and put it in the fridge. And there was just a sheet pan with melted ice cream all over. It was terrible. And I don't know what the fix was, but
What'd you do on that solution?
The fix was probably more alcohol.
Totally. Heavier
Here,
pours.
have this and forget.
Boys, how we doing?
Wait, we got a timer on this. What, they got like 3 minutes left?
Yeah, we're getting a little extra time on there. They got about 4 minutes left.
Okay. You know, a little pressure is a good thing.
It is. There's a little pressure. There's also a little cheating going on from what I've seen too. But we'll just keep that.
What's he doing to cheat?
We'll just keep that one to ourselves right now. All right. Now,
Did I miss something?
trying to keep most of this away from me, but
Yeah.
what's
Because usually
something
the cheaters
about
over there.
what's something about me that these guys would not know and that I probably would not share with them, seeing how they're all my bosses and coworkers and I've known them for a good 12 months.
Give us the dirt.
Or have you heard that Mark can golf?
Might have heard
Kidding.
that one before.
Might have. By the way, the QP mail that he's using right here,
American.
while widely available at the Costco and some stores, is the American version that does not have MSG in it. It's better than Western mail, but it's not as good as the proper QP mail that has MSG in it. And MSG is not bad for you, by the way. I don't know that these, maybe they do. Do they know how well you grill?
I don't think so. I don't think
Mark is a great
they-
cook. I'd like to take credit for it, but I think it's not even an innate thing necessarily, because his father can't cook worth a shit. But he is a really good cook, and when it comes to the outdoors, the grilling, smoking, and stuff like that, the kid's a star.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks. I think I remember the first brisket I cooked for you was not definitely.
Nobody's first brisket is good.
It was not a good one. I don't think that got past 150 degrees. But
That's right.
All right.
Well, there's that thinking. If a steak is medium rare, 135.
do it 155. This
It's
thing's got to
gotta
be
be
ruined.
done.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
50 degrees short on that one. Best guest that you have, or best person like interview. Have you ever had any great interviews? You used to have your own podcast back in the day, or been on, you've been on with Al Roker on the Today Show and that sort of thing. You were on Stern, right, back in the day?
It was on Stern back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't a guest or anything, and he just asked me stuff. Football player, Vincent Jackson.
Why?
I think he was a real fan. We were at a game, and his wife Lindsay, he's passed away now, sadly. His wife Lindsay came up and said, "Oh my God, my boyfriend is the hugest fan." We're just in the audience. I guess we were like ended up in like the Chargers wife section or partner section.
Yeah.
And so we talked for a few minutes, and she says something that made me think it could be, it's all right, it's a little repair work, doesn't matter. She said something that made me think that she was attached to a Charger. And I go, "Who is it?" She goes, "Oh, it's Vincent Jackson." I go, "Vincent Jackson, you're kidding." So we're talking, I go, "We should get together sometime." Like she's ever gonna say yes. She goes, "Let's do that." I go, "Okay, if we do that, let's make it a surprise." So she brought him over, he was surprised. It was a really fun night. And then I had him on the YouTube show when we did like an interview thing.
Yeah.
He was a really sweet guy.
He was a good guy.
I think you gotta laugh at what's going on right here. See this? This, you do that at a sushi bar, they boot you out right there. You don't even finish your shift.
It's creativity, guys.
I don't know how you say "get the f*** out" in Japanese, but I'm pretty certain he would hear that as the door was hitting him in the ass.
That looks amazing.
Gabe's son, we'd like a little bit more technique and
Gabe's son. Oh. The presentation, I like it.
Okay.
I like it. Do you have a...
dude.
Just...
I just want to point out, so he picked up the chili crunch, which is fine, and he took the spoon, which is fine, and he put the chili crunch on the cutting board with the spoon, which is fine. He then picked up the chili crunch from the board with his fingers and put it on top of his roll. And I'm thinking, maybe stupidly, but I do like to make things easy. Yeah. Was there a way of going from the spoon to the roll without using your fingers?
Just cut out the middleman.
Cut out the middleman.
Don't worry, I washed my hands.
Are we on time? Where's our timer?
I got
Are we
it there.
All right, so we got probably we'll give a 15-second countdown. Don't lose a
cut your
finger over
fingers
there.
in it up, for God's sakes.
All right, everyone in the audience here, count down with me. Ready? 10, 9,
We really want
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, time's up. You gotta walk away.
Would it be possible for me in a magnanimous gesture to, whoa, hey. Our people don't cheat, buddy.
No,
The
just kidding.
timer
The
was
garnishing. This is the garnishings around it.
Would it be possible for me, in the most magnanimous gesture I could think of, to give my tasting spot to one of the audience?
That was so kind of you.
Is that okay?
Just to pass it along.
I mean,
no,
I care about the C3 employees. I know somebody's watching this going, oh, I want to be part of the tasting. Let me do it, Sam.
They're famished, but they'll be all right.
Okay, good.
All right. So. All right, gentlemen. Jamie.
The leftover pile's the best over here.
Shrapnel. Why don't you walk us through what we have going on over here?
I tried to go Sam the Cooking Guy style, keep it simple, stupid. So I wanted to honor some of the Filipinos in the audience and the wife. So I went spam. I was surprised when you went for the hot dog. So that threw me off a little bit. So if mine didn't turn out the way I wanted to, it's because of that.
That was a decoy, by the way. I didn't use the hot dog.
There was some spam, some cucumber, some carrot. I went a little too thick on the rice. I didn't roll it super well. It's been 20 years since I've done it. Topped it with some seasoning, a little bit of strict wasabi in the middle, and good to go. Okay. This rice sucks, so this is not Japanese grade rice.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. All right, Gabe. So what do you got for us? Walk us through.
Well, I was just happy that it turned out to be a roll. I had a low bar. But yeah, it was, I think Sam mentioned at the end, the secret was really the hot sauce with the chilies, and to really get it in there with your hands.
You think that helped?
That was the creativity aspect.
That was something.
I thought you were gonna say you went with love.
Definitely.
You put a lot.
There was a lot of love. It came right from my heart to my hands to the sushi.
This gives me a really good idea of what you were like as a little kid.
A little kid. Like it doesn't stop there.
But I didn't put any hot dogs or Spam. Because I'm not a huge
What ingredients do we have in
We've got
your roll?
cucumber, and then I found out that there was avocados hidden in somebody's pocket, so I found an avocado there. It was a bulge, but it turned out to be an avocado. And
Go for it either way.
yeah, once you go in, you can't turn back. And then we got a little bit of crab. And avocado, cucumber, and then on the garnishings were sesame seeds, something that's in Japanese that I didn't understand, and then a little bit of onion.
I'm glad you put
It's
it on there.
It's called furikake.
Oh, furikake.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Very carefully.
Show us with your hands how you. There you go.
It sounds like to me that you use the 3 C's in your approach.
Which is.
Creative, care, and he got a little bit collaborative there by stealing some stuff.
There we go.
that.
C3, baby.
Shall we dig in?
Yeah.
I mean, I think at this point there's nothing left to do but to taste.
Oh yeah, there sure isn't.
Yeah.
So I took my mom to Shino for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And my parents, growing up in Missouri, didn't have a lot of exposure to sushi.
I think they got some pictures. You guys are good with the pros?
She watched on YouTube, if you don't know how to use chopsticks, that you put the two ends together and roll them in a napkin and fold it over. And as she's doing it, the chef comes by and he takes the chopsticks out of her hand and hands them the little kid Tabor chopsticks to set over the top. And my mom was like, "Oh, thank you, like so much."
Saved her.
So are you suggesting we use that?
If you like wasabi for her,
Well, I think I'm gonna just try bear.
I put just a little strip in there.
Oh,
you did? Oh,
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah.
You said that.
I have trouble eating.
Gabe is
this
still
stupid-
cooking over there.
No, I'm preparing it so that it looks a little better when you eat it, because it's the look is also part of the experience.
This is true.
That was a big bite. A lot of rice.
The rice was very clumpy.
Yeah. A lot of sap. A lot of sap, as I
Don't
was
do
saying.
Don't do that.
Can't blame the
Start blaming
ingredients.
the rice.
Can't blame the ingredients.
Just own your role.
It's a beautiful rule. It's a
just
lot
gotta
of
go
rice,
with it.
but there's a beautiful rule.
It's kind of bullshit.
Take pride in what's made. Wow. Holy Toledo. This looks different than it did a few minutes ago.
No, I just opened it up for you.
Sort of phallic how it's arranged.
Kept growing.
Don't do that. I don't want that. I don't want that. You guys would benefit from stop it talking and let the judges do what we're supposed to do.
Are we supposed? Should we use any of the sauces or?
You're welcome to. I laid them out there for you.
Again, I'm going bear.
I think the rice needs a little bit of sauce,
Okay.
but it has some spice into it.
Well, rice as well. Come.
Well, they got to confer.
We got mics so they can hear us.
These are kind of nice.
Well, we should have had it blind though. That's what.
All right. Yeah. I'll let you go.
Okay. Well, wow, this is difficult, boy.
I mean, you're sweaty.
We went back and forth a lot right there.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
both amazing roles. You guys both did a good job. But sadly, as we all know, only one insurance company can win when you're bidding new business, and only one of these roles is going to win today. We like them both. You did good jobs. So it's very pretty over here. The little sections, it came out really nice. Was a lot of rice, but we'll blame the rice for that. They would never blame the cook for that. And this one here, I don't know what the whole thing with the hands was. I hope this career works out for you because you are never getting a job in a restaurant. But at the end of the day, they both look nice. You guys did a good job, but the one thing that's going to take it over the top for both of us is taste. And the one role that we believe takes top prize today is role. Gabe.
I was so hoping he went just for that moment. That needs to be a real.
Thank you.
Good job, boys. Good job. Well done.
It's a good job.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Oh, that was intense.
Good job.
You always like to see your little brother ascend to higher altitudes than you do.
All right, don't do that either. Give him his win.
All right, thanks everybody for coming in. Live audience, thanks for being there. Great host.
Great job.
And everything.
Awesome, uncle.
It was one of my favorite podcasts ever, and not just because Gabe beat me. That's the only reason, not because you guys chose Gabe over me. Otherwise, it would have been my absolute favorite. But thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.